Once upon a time in a small town, there lived a young man named David. David was known to be lazy and he lacked ambition. He had a habit of wasting time and procrastinating on important tasks. The value of time, David didn't seem to understand its importance. One sunny day, a wise older man named Mr. Paul arrived. Mr. Paul was known for his wisdom and ability to help solve problems. Word quickly spread and soon David heard about Mr. Paul's arrival. David was curious and decided to find Mr. Paul because he wanted advice. David approached Mr. Paul, who was sitting under a large tree. David says, "Sir, I've been told that you possess great wisdom. Can you please tell me how to make the most of my life?" Mr. Paul smiled and nodded, understanding the young man's struggle. Mr. Paul took out an hourglass from his bag and handed it to David. He said, "This hourglass symbolizes time. Each grain of sand represents a precious moment of your life." David held the hourglass in his hands, feeling the weight of it. Mr. Paul continued, "Now I want you to imagine that each grain of sand falling through this hourglass is a wasted opportunity. Every time you procrastinate or waste time, a grain slips away forever." David suddenly realizing the seriousness of his actions as he listened intently. As Mr. Paul continued, "Time is a precious gift, my friend, and it waits for no one. Every second that passes is a second you can never get back. If you keep wasting it, you will wake up one day filled with regret." David asked, "How can I change? How can I value time?" Mr. Paul smiled and said, "It starts with small steps. Start by setting small goals for yourself and focus on completing them, one at a time, and learn how to use your time better. Remember, success comes to those who understand the value of time." David listened to the old man's advice and decided to change his ways. He began by organizing his daily activities. He eliminated distractions and focused on one task at a time. Gradually, David began to notice positive changes in his life. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. David's newfound dedication and discipline paid off. He started getting things done, things that he had been putting off for years. He pursued his passions and even discovered he had some new talents. The townspeople were delighted to witness the remarkable changes in David. Over time, David soon realized that the true power of time lay not just in accomplishing tasks, but in building relationships. He began spending quality time with his family and friends, appreciating the moments they shared. He understood that time was a limited resource, and every second spent in the company of loved ones was a true treasure. Years passed by and David grew older. His town honored him for his remarkable achievements and his wise use of time. He shared his journey with the younger generation, urging them to cherish every passing moment and to make the most of their lives. David's story spread far and wide, inspiring others to reevaluate their own relationships with time. People began to understand that time is not just a mere asset, but a precious gift that needs to be treasured. The town grew under the wisdom of Mr. Paul and the dramatic life changes. David's life served as a reminder to everyone the importance of time and the effect it holds on shaping their lives and futures.